Hey guys, Nate the Film Nerd here. Going to do something a little bit different today. I want to talk about the new James Gunn Superman teaser trailer that just dropped today because I have some thoughts. Now, I should preface this video by saying I am a pretentious film nerd who has an extensive Criterion collection of art house films that are emotionally stirring, visually poetic, have subtitles, and are very complex with their themes. I'm also a massive Martin Scorsese fan. Who isn't, really? And I'm also a superhero movie fan. That's right. We are out here and we exist. Obviously, I don't love all superhero movies, and I agree with a lot of the criticisms as of late of the superhero genre feeling too much like quantity over quality. It is kind of oversaturated mainstream movies for the past decade. And there's a lot of them that just aren't very good, especially recently. There's just been a ton of superhero movies that have come out that I haven't even been bothered or interested to watch. Same with tie-in television shows. And there's just a lot of superhero movies out there that I don't care. The last two superhero movies that I watched and I absolutely loved was Matt Reeves' The Batman. Thought that movie was incredible. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And that kind of goes perfectly into my thoughts on the new Superman trailer that's being directed by James Gunn. I loved it. I think it looks great. I am actually a pretty big Superman fan. It's kind of a show and tell episode. Here's All-Star Superman, one of the best Superman stories written by Grant Morrison. Red Sun, this is a very unique twist on Superman. Superman being in Russia and the Soviet Union. We got Kingdom Come, which is not a standalone Superman. It's kind of a Justice League story, but Superman's a big part of it, and it's amazing and visually incredible. Some of the best illustrations ever. And then this is actually probably my favorite Superman comic. This is Superman: A Birthright, and it is a great retelling of Superman's origin story, and I love this. Grew up with the Christopher Reeve Superman movie. I love Superman so much that I had a Superman shirt, and then I had this like little button-up shirt that I could like rip open that wouldn't damage the shirt, and I would run around the house, rip open my shirt with the Superman shirt underneath, just like Christopher Reeves did in the original movie. I love Superman. He's not my favorite superhero character. I love Batman more, and part of me loves Spider-Man more a little bit too, but I think Superman gets a bad rap. The common criticism of Superman is that, oh, he's boring, you know, he's too perfect. Sure, he has a weakness to kryptonite, but you know, he's just dull, he's generic. I think the people who understand Superman and the best Superman stories you read understand that Superman is vulnerable. He's vulnerable from an internal state. He's wrestling with his identity of being a man with having the powers of a god, because he left his dying planet, you know, his entire race died, and then he was raised on Earth from a baby to be a human person who has these super godlike powers, and he's wrestling with that internal conflict. Some of these themes were touched upon in Zack Snyder's version of Superman in his movie Man of Steel, which I loathe. I fucking hate Man of Steel.
Well, first they demolish Smallville, completely destroy Smallville, and then they completely destroy half of Metropolis.
I'd say more than half.
It is like 9/11 times 100. Superman's not a hero in this movie.
He doesn't actually save any of these people.
No, he doesn't even seem to notice or care.
To me, it is one of the worst representations of Superman. Superman is essentially meant to be the anti-Batman. If Batman is the dark and cynical, edgy hero, Superman is the light and optimistic, hopeful superhero. He is the embodiment of hope. And sure, that might be kind of cheesy in today's day and age, but I think this trailer does a great job of bringing back the tone that Richard Donner set of Superman back in 1978. And overall, I was thrilled with what I was seeing. Now, obviously, I have some nitpicks about the trailer. Every time the trailer focuses on something that's not directly Superman related, like I believe I saw Hawkgirl in there, Mr. Terrific shows up, and then I see Nathan Fillion, who is a James Gunn staple, show up with a weird haircut and a Green Lantern ring. That stuff, I'm like, because I know James Gunn said that this isn't going to be explicitly a Superman origin story, which we don't need another Superman origin story. We've seen them all. So Superman's more or less a little bit established more in this world. That's the stuff that I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. I almost wish that this was all Superman related. I love that Krypto's in the movie. I am a big fan of Krypto. And if there's any filmmaker who could make that character work, it's James Gunn. You know, he's the same director who made Groot work in Guardians of the Galaxy, who made King Shark work. He is great with kind of the animal, weird characters that you wouldn't see in most comic book movies because most filmmakers are like, that's too silly. And that's what makes James Gunn such a great director for comic books. James Gunn embraces the insane and over-the-top world of comic books like no other filmmaker. He's not ashamed by it. And you compare that to Zack Snyder, who is like ashamed of kind of the, I guess what you would say, the cheesier aspects of comic books, and he wants to make it more serious, more dour, more depressing, even if it doesn't fit the world or the character. Dour and depressing works wonderful for Batman. It does not work for Superman. This movie looks like, based on what I've seen from the trailer, looks like the anti-Man of Steel, which I know is going to piss off a lot of Zack Snyder fanboys out there because they are the most obnoxious group of fans maybe ever. I have nothing against Zack Snyder personally. I only like one movie of his, which is Dawn of the Dead, and I think the reason that movie works so well is because it was written by James Gunn. But I actually like the fact that this movie looks colorful and vibrant and like that of, I don't know, a comic book. And it's not gray, it's not dark, it's not dour, it's not Man of Steel. I'm telling you, this movie is going to be completely the opposite of that. So the Zack Snyder fans are going to absolutely hate this movie, which most likely means I'm probably going to love it. I was looking through the comments too, and I was surprised that most people were very positive. I assumed this trailer was going to get downvoted to hell, and there are some dislikes here, but most people really seem to like it. And there was one comment that really stood out to me. Comment said, he's kindness in a world that thinks of kindness as old-fashioned. He's the embodiment of truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. That is one of the best descriptions of Superman I've ever heard. That's exactly what Superman is. I don't think Zack Snyder did a good job representing that aspect of Superman's character, and this trailer very much looks like it does. Overall, to me, this looks like the Superman movie that I've needed. This is a Superman movie that embodies the tone perfectly. We'll see how those other elements play out. I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of this trailer? Did you like it? Did you love it? Let me know. And as always, thank you guys for watching.